kind of feel like I'm cosplaying Sandy from Grease. Oh well. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the March reset. Today, we're gonna go over February. Certainly not the best month of all time. Not the worst. Didn't start off too strong, but we recovered towards the end, so it's okay. I'm hoping this one is not nearly as long as last month because we had a lot to talk about last month. And this month, the majority of the month really was an oof. So let's start with the recap. February started off not with a bang, but with a fizzle. I was in a very intense depression episode. And it took a while to get out of. I was in it at least half the month. I had a really bad binge eating episode to couple with that. Quite honestly, the worst that I've had in years. I was very much feeling lost and sort of like, what's the point? I don't see a future, like that type of thing. And the binge eating just ramped up. And I was like, oh, I was not feeling good mentally or physically. And then I made myself sick from the binge eating. And that was sort of like a, whoa, stop it now, reset. Like, you hit rock bottom, let's try this again. And it took me a few days to get over that. It took me like 3 days before I could eat normally again. And I was like, okay, we're really thinking about things we're putting in our body and we're doing our best not to make her angry. And it just sort of like gave me a different perspective of, you know what, like I need to try a lot harder to take care of my body, and getting over binge eating is not going to be just allowing it, but allowing it sometimes, and then also knowing when I am able to just say no. Because eventually the point is I want to be able to say no to the impulses in my head. And to get over binge eating, you're supposed to just like let it happen and not judge yourself, and really take away any sort of blame with that and let yourself do it, in order to untrain your brain from like the, what's it called? The restriction mindset. So eventually you realize, I can have this at any time. I maybe don't need it right now, or I know it will not make me feel good, so like don't do it. And yeah, I really wasn't trying to balance it. I was just sort of letting it happen. And since I was, you know, in a not so great place emotionally and mentally, it just felt easier to let go and not even think about it. But I have definitely since that been more aware of what I'm putting in my body and how my body feels, and trying to listen to it, which is hard because I have to pay a lot of attention to it. It's just not something I ever did growing up. And I'm still learning how to understand what my body is telling me. So we're working on it. We're definitely like doing much better. I haven't binged since I binged one more time after that. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, this feels really bad. Let's cut it. So here's hoping we can continue on that upward path. Obviously, we know healing is not linear, but God, it would be nice to make some progress. Like I said, deep depression episode, I did not do my goals. Literally did not focus on them at all. It was a struggle to wake up every day and log on to work 10 feet away from where I sleep. So we sort of just about halfway through the month, maybe 3/4, like last week, I was like, I literally did not do anything. And then I was thinking about how I could rush into, like, force some of them to happen before this video just so it looks like I like was not a failure. And then I had to calm down and be like, girl, these are made up. I'm making them up for myself. And it's okay if they didn't happen. The point is, they're goals, they're not need to do's, they're things you want done. But my world was not gonna end if I didn't get a library card by today. So it's okay. It's just slowly working my brain back into like a very stable area where I could think clearly and be a lot more logical about what was going on and not react, just like react. I could like think things through rather than just instinct gut react, like I was doing during the episode. So that took up most of my month. quite honestly. I did not upload this month nearly as much as I normally do. Normally I'm at least 1, if not 2 videos a week. But I just didn't have it in me. I had nothing going on in this noggin. So we're definitely feeling better. I feel like I can definitely commit to 1 video a week for March. And then I'm really hoping I can do 2 all of the weeks. But if not, then most. So, but once again, we're not trying to push it. I'm trying not to just like react and like make some bullshit just because I'm like, I need to upload, because that's stupid and silly. And if I don't want to make it, people don't want to watch it. Like, that's just not, there's no point. Anyways, that's where we're at. We are definitely on the up and up. I'm hopeful that March will be better overall, especially because we do have some like fun things planned for March. I'm going on a spring break trip to the mountains with my friends Ashley and Amanda, and I'm very excited about that. I'm getting a massage that Kenan got for me for Christmas, and I'm excited for that whole like spa experience. So we have things to look forward to. So I'm hopeful that February we can just toss her away, take what we need and move forward. Some highlights of February: we did do a blacksmithing class, which was sick as hell. I got Kenan and I a blacksmithing class for Valentine's Day. And so we did that the weekend before. I was very weak because that was like right after I got sick. I was a little wobbly, but it was still wonderful and super fun. We got to make roses, and I'll link that vlog down below, but it was really, really cool and not something I ever thought I'd try. So it was fun and exciting to like do something completely out of my comfort zone. Last night, I saw Chris Fleming at the Boulder Theater. It was one of the best nights I've had in a long, long, long time. I have not laughed that hard. I couldn't tell you when. I was truly like sobbing from laughter the majority of the show. He is just so funny. He is so exactly my sense of humor, because I found him freshman year of college and he built me. Everything I give to you is a combination of Chris Fleming and like Brian Jordan Alvarez, and that's what I'm presenting. I'm obsessed with him. His fit, stunning. The audience interaction, hilarious. I was second row. Like, that's nuts. And I almost, like, I didn't know the show was happening this weekend. It had gotten rescheduled from December to now. And I just like hadn't thought to check when it was happening. So thank goodness they sent us an email. But I'm so, so happy that it was this weekend. It just like felt right. It was the perfect thing to do. So blessed, love Chris Fleming. And then overall, work was good this month, which was great, because January into February, a little rough, but all of February was good. We calmed down so much, and I've been able to be like proactive about things. Like it's been very reassuring to know that now that like we're not in crazy season, I do feel really in control of my position, and like I understand where I'm going. And we had our end of the year reviews, which I had never done one before. Corporate America was not something I ever thought I'd join, and yet here we are. And so I had no idea what that meant, rather than like I just thought, you know, like they rated us and that was it. But it's like, you know, like an actual conversation and thinking forward about how you're gonna apply stuff. But it was a really good conversation, and I got pretty good reviews from like my peers and my manager, and it was just like a very nice confidence boost that I am doing my job well. Even though sometimes I'm like, God, why am I here? I'm not doing anything. But then I think about the parts of my job that actually do matter, like helping students and like making things affordable for them. And then I'm like, okay, we're doing that well. And that means a lot to me. That's the recap. That's how February looked. Let's jump in to the favorites. Not too many favorites. I think with the no buy, which we'll get into that was rough. But with the no buy, obviously I'm not gonna have a lot of new physical favorites each month because I'm not trying new things. But my favorite book was Electric Idol by Katie Robert. This is a part of the Neon Gods Dark Olympus series. It sent me over the edge. Like, that sounds, okay, not in the sexual way, because these are very sexual books. But if you've never heard of them, it's essentially a retelling of all of the Greek gods and goddesses. But Olympus is a city in North America, I think, and there are certain, like, the gods are just like positions within the government, which is interesting. There are like 3 that you have to be born into, and then the rest of them are elected to the office of Demeter or the office of Hermes, that type of thing. And this one follows Psyche and Eros, which love. Great story already. I liked Neon Gods a lot more than I expected to, and then Electric Idol blew me away. I think really because it's a Psyche, the main character, is a plus-sized heroine, and she's really cool, and it's sort of something that's there, but it's also so overtly like appreciated, and Eros very clearly makes a point that she's that's an attractive part of her, which is not something you get a lot in literature. People like openly appreciating and desiring bigger bodies, like plus size bodies, and it comes up a lot, but like is not the main plot point. And she just did a wonderful job balancing that and like fleshing this all out. And the love story was very cute too. I read a lot of books this month. We're not quite finished. I still have a few days left, and I still have at least 2 books I'm halfway through, so I'm not gonna tell you how many I read yet, because when I do my reading recap, it's gonna be more than right now. But this, I'm sure, will not be beat as my favorite. Also, whenever the reading recap is done, I will link it below. Next, this month, since I did not feel I could get out of bed very frequently, I watched a lot of movies. I rewatched all the Hunger Games movies when I was sick, and glad I did, because I was sort of like fiending for it after reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and watching that movie. And it was so good. It was just nice to revisit, and I hadn't seen the second part of Catching Fire in the movie form. So that was nice, but my favorite movie that I saw this month, by far, Bottoms. Bottoms, chef's kiss, cannot stop thinking about it. It was just so funny. It was directly up my alley. I adored it. And Rachel Sennett and Ayo Edebiri are just so funny together, and they were just like such a perfect pair. And then my favorite song was Pretty Girls by Renee Rapp. I have liked Renee Rapp just because I'm a theater girly, and I was aware of her when she started on Broadway, and I thought she was cool. But as she's moved into her own music, it's not necessarily like a style I listen to a lot, but Pretty Girls, wow, so good. It's catchy, it's fun, it shows off her beautiful voice, but not like in the insane Broadway riffy way. And it also like just has such a true story. Like, if you're a girl attracted to girls, it's just like such a real experience. When a pretty girl kisses you when you're drunk, but you know you would not have a chance sober, felt, understood, she gets it. Okay, it's time we talk about the no buy. It was bad this month. It was bad. It was worse than last month. 100% for sure. Oh God. Number 1, just sort of like tried to take advantage of all the loopholes I left myself within the no buy rules, which is obviously like not what you're supposed to do. Where to begin? Since I was not feeling good and just sort of like deep in the spiral of nothing matters, I spent so much money on junk food and on delivery. I had re-downloaded DoorDash because we are still down to 1 car, and so occasionally I just like don't have groceries, or like I'd be like, oh, I can order food tonight because I don't have something to make a meal out of, and that just got out of control. It spiraled out of my control, as many things did. And most of the month I was ordering like 2-3 times a week. Ridiculous. And so I deleted, after I got sick and, you know, reset myself, I deleted the app. It was not on my phone anymore. I even had a moment where I was like, oh, I should delete DoorDash, and I went in to delete it, and I had deleted it already, so good for me. But we're working on that. Yeah, lots of money spent on unnecessary delivery and junk food. The red list items I went hard for. Oh, I bought like almost all of Katie Roberts' books. I think I was just so overwhelmed and swept up in finding a series that I was really into, and I was like, I want to read them all now. So I had purchased books with my Barnes & Noble gift card from Christina. Love you, Christina. And then I was like, oh, but I want the rest of them. and Amazon had them on sale because they always do. And so I did Amazon most, if not all, probably all of the Dark Olympus series. So I broke my book buying ban. So I'm angry at myself for that. I look at them now and I'm like, I am excited to read them and I am happy I own them, but I could have waited. I could have waited. And so that's upsetting. That's not good. That's not great. But I did also give away, like, I went to a bookstore and traded in some books for store credit. So I got rid of like 12 or 13 books and I brought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I brought in 7. So we're still net below where I was. But it can't happen again. It cannot. That's what I'm most disappointed in, because I really wanted to go until May without buying the books. But I was so like, such little interests me right now. I need a book. And here we are. And then I did sell some stuff on Depop, which is great, but I also went a little wild on the Depop purchasing. Because I have included Depop as a part of my like thrifting in the clothes I can buy, I really abused that. So a goal for next month is to not purchase anything through Depop at all. In my most recent vlog, I think I showed you 3 or 4 Depop purchases, and I think I made a total of like 6. And the thing is, they're so cheap, but then you have to pay for shipping, and then it all adds up, and it's like I'm practically paying for a new item anyway. So this does not save me money. It is better sustainably for fashion, but it is not accomplishing the no-buy part of this challenge. So I am going to limit myself there going forward. If I want to buy clothes, that it has to be like physically in a thrift store, because it's a lot harder. I know myself and I know I will give up a lot quicker if it's not just scrolling through an app. So that's that on that. And then for this next month, I am going to be getting both my tax return and my bonus for the last year at work. So I will be having some money come in, which I'm excited about because I have racked up a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of credit card debt for groceries and delivery on my Apple card. So I will be paying that off, and then I can pay off some more, which is great. And then I can also save some. And I'm also going to be able to buy my new computer, which I'm very excited about. So this next month should be good in the finance realm, and I can just focus all my excitement on buying the computer, and that will be wonderful. And then once I have the computer, I can start learning cool editing things on Final Cut Pro and make these videos better, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm just gonna try to focus any like impulse urge to spend into that goal. And hopefully that'll get me through. I also have a couple birthdays in March, so I can buy birthday gifts for them, and that will also help take the edge off. That is gonna wrap up this little portion of the video. Let's go check out the February and March goals. So this is what we were meant to accomplish in February. We got through 1. I did read more than 3 physical books. Or 3 more physical books, rather. I did read 3. I think I did read exactly 3, which is great. I did not get my library card. I just didn't have time. And then once I physically purchased those books, I was like, you don't deserve it. I'm transferring that goal to the next month because I do want to get my library card and check it out, but they're just like, I didn't have the incentive this month to do it since I bought books. Next, intentional movement 3 times a week. No, I didn't force myself to do that, especially when I was feeling bad. There's just a lot of laying horizontally and not doing anything else. So I did use my walking pad a few times though, and it felt good, and I'm glad I did, but I did not force myself to do it 3 times a week. Then deposit at least $250 into my high yield savings account. Nuh-uh. Nope. Didn't do that. I literally don't know why I didn't. It would have been so easy, but my paychecks ended up being divided a lot more than I thought they would because of the Depop purchases. So that's on me. Next, cook dinner at least 4 nights a week. No, did not. Can't say I did. Lots of ordering out, as I told you. Clean up Depop. I did go through it and make sure I had everything. So maybe I do get 2 goals. Nice, good job me. And then finally, put together at least 1 outfit a week that I like that was fun. Did not, nope, can't say I did. Rough month, that's what we had. And that's okay, we all have rough months. Sometimes you can't focus on aspirational goals, you just have to focus on being alive. Let's move into March. So March, in response to February, we're keeping it real simple. I don't want to make any Depop purchases, none. So that's number 1 up there. Pay off 2 credit cards. I'm planning with my tax refund to pay off the Apple Card, which has about $500 of groceries and Uber Eats and stuff on it. Or not Uber Eats, I'm banned from Uber Eats, DoorDash. And then I have this card that we purchased our mattress on from Mattress Firm, and I've been on like a payment plan and it's almost done. There's only like $400 left on it. So I'm gonna pay that off and just get it finished. It's been 2 years. Next, read 4 physical books. I'm up in the ante. There, I think I can do that. I'll just add in another physical book. Oh, especially as I come close to finishing up the Warrior Cat series, like it's gonna be physical books from here on out soon, like by April, I think. So we just gotta get used to it again. And then just have fun with Instagram and YouTube. I feel like I'm taking it all way too seriously, and in my darker moments this past month, I have really been like, who cares? No one cares what I have to say because it's not perfect, it doesn't look good, and it's not exactly how I want it to be. So I scrapped 3 or 4 videos because I was just like being too perfectionist about them. And that's not what this is. I'm trying to have fun here. And I also only post on Instagram once because I was like, I don't have anything fun and interesting to look at. And the thing is, obviously I want things to be fun and exciting and new to share, but also I'm looking to share like everyday normal life with you too, because that is what I think is important. I want to see other people's normal lives and know that I am not the only one being like, you know, feeling just like so behind or like just not feeling up to snuff with the rest of the world on social media. So I want to make it a lot more chill. And I think I am gonna make some shorter, like just really basic videos to get back in my groove, especially if I'm gonna try to do 2 uploads a week, rather than, I prefer longer videos, but sometimes I just don't got it in me. And that has to be okay if I'm gonna continue having fun here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna just try to take more like casual Instagram pictures, not really make them, you know, perfectly posed in the right lighting and all that shit. I'm just gonna share what comes up and hopefully we all enjoy. Yeah, so that's what we got. All right, lads, that's what I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed recapping the month with me, going over the no-buy struggles, and hopefully setting up for a more positive, reinvigorating March. If you are also, you know, like on the no-buy challenge, or you like to do resets too, I'd love if you'd leave a comment letting me know how your month went. I loved the response on last month's reset video with you guys telling me how your no-buy was. I was like, yes. It made me so happy to know other people are doing it and we're all sort of in a similar boat. So please tell me. I really want to know. And yeah, all of my links are down below, always, all the time. And I will see you very soon with probably my reading recap video for February. I read a lot of books, which was good. I love you. I hope you have a fabulous whatever time of day you're in. And I will talk to you very soon.